Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm the American Aristocrat, and today I'm going to be doing a review over the Striker Level 3A Advanced Combat Helmet by Chase Tactical. In this review, I'm going to be covering some of this helmet specs, some of its shortcomings, some of its strong suits, and at the end of this video, I'm going to be presenting some semi-DIY alternatives to this helmet and its build. Now, the first thing I want to start off with in this review is where this helmet comes from. This helmet was proudly manufactured in the USA by a small company named Chase Tactical. Chase Tactical is a veteran-owned small business that manufactures their helmets out for both military and law enforcement agencies. So even though this company is not as well known as, say, Gentex or Krag or OpScore, we're still on a really good note whenever it comes to the manufacturer reliability. And the second thing you want to look at whenever reviewing a ballistic helmet is its ballistic capabilities, because if your ballistic helmet does not resist the bullets, it's not much of a ballistic helmet now, is it? So, most standard issue military helmets, like the CCH right here, are rated for level 3A against small arms fire and also have additional fragmentation protection integrated into it, which will protect you from things like grenades. Now, this advanced combat helmet right here is level 3A, designed for that fragmentation protection. But one thing that is important to look at whenever it comes to ballistic protection is if it's NIJ certified or if it's NIJ equivalent. Now you want to make sure that your products, like wherever you get them from, are NIJ certified, not NIJ equivalent. That means that it is certified by the National Institute of Justice as being ballistic rated. This helmet right here, I am proud to say, is in fact NIJ certified. It's a level 3A standards, which is 0106. 0.01 means that the helmet will stop most small arms rounds. Under select conditions, it may over or underperform that standard. Now, I will link a more technical definition in the description down below for those interested in reading over that. The Striker helm is part of the Advanced Combat Helmet family of helmets. Now, the ACH model is the successor to both the MICH and the PAX helmet. However, it is a predecessor to both the Enhanced Combat Helmet and also the newer Integrated Head Protection System. Now, what makes the ACH and ECH different actually has very little to do with the design themselves, because if you look at these two helmets, you'll notice they're very similar. In fact, if I was to strip everything from these two helmets and put them next to each other, the only difference you would really notice would be the cut. This is a high cut helmet, this is a standard cut helmet, but otherwise they would be near identical. And the thing about that is the differences between these two models lie less in the design of themselves and more into the material used to manufacture them. But what makes these two helmets different from the new IIIA is that the new model helmet is supposed to be more integratable with attachment stuff to enhance the mission capabilities of the user. Basically just fancy talk for saying it's supposed to work better with attachments, and there's supposed to be new attachments coming out to work with that helmet to make it easier to integrate with. But that being said, as grand as an accomplishment as that is, it does not quite render these helmets obsolete. It's not quite the same level of innovation that, say, like from the steel helmet to the ballistic helmet. If you really need that like tiny little edge, the newer system would definitely give you that. But a lot of people don't really outperform their gear anyways. And if you train with the ACH and you're just better with it, you'll get more out of it than someone who is not as well trained with the other helmet system. A lot of it comes down to training, and the differences get minuscule whenever it comes to that. So, this helmet may be a bit older, but it is far from obsolete. Now we actually get to look at the helmet itself. Now, this does come in a high cut variant, but you can also get it in a standard cut or even a mid cut variant. A mid cut variant would look somewhere between this and that, but all three models come with the arc rails you see right here, and a 3-point NVG Shroud from Wilcox. These arc rails come with bungee retainers, which are meant to be used for NVGs, like they'll cook into little holes and make sure that the NVGs are retained to the helmet so they don't fall off or anything. But if you can find any other creative use for them, you can use it for that as well. These arc rails also do come with like little pinicky mount things. They don't come with these little like Peltor adapters. You have to get those on your own. But these do come with pinicky mounts in case you want to mount like flashlights or anything like that to the helmet. And even though the MVG mount is supposed to be used for MVGs, Instead, I stuck like a headlamp adapter in it from Team Wendy, and I called it good because MVGs are expensive, and I just don't have that kind of money to be burning. So this is my night vision system, all right? Tracking. Anyways, if we take a look under the helmet, now we get to look at the padding. The padding is just a little bit nicer than the standard GI padding. Like there's a little, it's a slightly different material. It's not like anything crazy, but it is just a little bit better. But what's really the bread and butter, I think, for the bottom of this helmet is the retention system right here. Now, if you notice, like you got a little dial right here, and what that dial does is, if I put this helmet on, it just gives that nice little tight, snug adjustment. It's not anything super fancy, not really anything that you need, but it is nice to have. And if you twist it the other way, like so, it loosens that. Meanwhile, a standard retention system for comparison, just a little H, nothing too mechanically fancy. But something you want to consider whenever you do get a helmet is the sizing of the helmets. I have had a lot of experiences going between sizes of helmets of different companies, even just like different models of like what would seem to be the same helmet. This is a large helmet. This is a small helmet. They're from two different companies. But there was one point, like with Gentex in particular, where just like I wore, you know, this is a large helmet, but I wore like a medium helmet and it was a lot bigger than this, it felt like. And it just like really domed my head. And I guess like the moral of the story there is just look at how the company sizes their helmets and make sure you measure your own head and get yourself the right size of helmet. So with all this considered, how much does this helmet actually cost? Now a lot of helmets, especially from like Ballistic Team Wendy helmets, OpScore helmets, Gentex helmets, can go for, at the very minimum, like at the $1,000 range, and can go all the way up to like the entire $3,000 range. It's crazy. But this helmet right here, is interestingly enough, is only like $980. Now with taxes, it'll be like a little bit over $1,000. So you're looking at about that $1,000 range, but that is still like in the low end of the price spectrum, especially for what you're getting here. You get arc rails, you get an MVG shroud, you have a nice retention system, decent padding system, and overall a nice helmet that is at the low end of that budget thing. And the reason I think it's so low is because they're just a lesser known company. Now, whenever I got this helmet like 6 months ago, it was even less. It was only $800, which I got on a Black Friday sale. So another little quick bit on Chase Tactical is that, you know, a lot of retailers don't really do Black Friday sales that I've noticed, like especially like some of their higher price gear. But as of this video, now maybe this will change, that I pointed it out, but I've been able to use percent-based discounts on some of the higher priced items where other websites do not really allow that. And it saved me an entire $200. So I got like what is now $1,000 helmet for, at the time, $600. Don't believe me? I'll edit in a little picture to show you the receipt from it all. Great stuff. But yeah, you got a level 3A ballistic helmet, NIJ certified, made in USA, from a small company run by veterans. And I think that is just an absolute steal for the price even now. Now that the review for this specific kind of helmet is over, and I've given you a little bit of context for what the helmet is, its model, its design, and its capabilities, we can take the information and get started to get creative with it. You may go onto the website after watching this video trying to get a helmet just like this, already pre-kitted out and everything, and then you'll realize that after you put your information in, it's like, oh, I want a medium helmet, high cut, and then it tells you that it's either unavailable for purchase or sold out. And it's like, oh, well, you registered for a wait list to wait on other helmets to get. Or maybe that this specific helmet does not exactly meet the criteria you need in terms of protection. In which case, there is a little bit of a workaround. And that is to get the base helmet from Chase Tactical and then using components both from Chase Tactical themselves and from third-party vendors to recreate the setup we got going on right here. I'll kind of show you step by step how to do this with my personal research. Now, in the way I've calculated it, if you want a helmet just like this and you wanted to do it just created by getting your own components, putting them together, the overall cost will be about the same as this cost in of itself. But, you know, if you want a bit of a higher quality build, because they do offer other types of base helmets. They do offer like ultra lightweight and like lightweight and high performance helmets that do cost a little bit more, and you can actually create a helmet in the end that's a little bit better, if not a lot better, than what this is on its own. So, I'll show you my work. They sell different variants of the base ACH on the website. The standard variants go for around $600, but they also have lightweight, high performance, and ultra lightweight models that go up for $850. Once you have that, you can buy arc rails for the helmet. Chase Tactical offers their arc rails on their website for about $110. They also offer bungee retainers for $20. Alternatively, you can buy obscure arc rails for roughly the same price at $130 for the arc rails with bungee retainers. Chase Tactical sells a Velcro kit for $20. Finally, you may want the NVG mount, but you can't just get a screw-on NVG mount, because if you look at any of these previews, and if they are anything to go off of, you will notice that none of these helmets have holes in the front. This means you cannot just screw on an NVG mount, and you absolutely do not want to screw in your own holes. Not only would this void the warranty, you can directly threaten the integrity and ballistic capabilities of the helmet. Instead of buying any of the screw-in Wilcox shrouds, you will want to buy the Wilcox Ratchet shroud, which is designed to be used on helmets with no shroud screw holes. That will cost about $200. If you go this way about it, you can pick and choose what you want with your helmet, and you can just get your helmet with the standard cut, no fancy equipment, call it good, or maybe, you know, a high cut of arc rails. The choices are yours. I'm just here to give you ideas of what you can do. And doing some of the math, you can be looking at just like a no BS helmet only build of just $600 for a standalone helmet, or a high quality build of a fully kitted out baseline helmet for $1,500. And what's really impressive is that even the high end of this price spectrum is very affordable as far as quality helmets go. Remember earlier that I mentioned it's just like, if you're lucky, you can get like a good helmet for like $1,000. But, you know, a lot of helmets can go for like $2,000, $3,000. Be able to get this for about the $1,500 price range is impressive. Of course, this isn't accounting for taxes, but it isn't accounting for discounts either. One thing to keep in mind whenever you're shopping for your helmet and everything you put on your helmet, though, is what your mission's going to be. Because not everyone needs an NVG shroud, not everyone needs arc rails. You may just need just like a generic little helmet, throw a little camo cover on it and call it good. Or, you know, you might be on the other end of the spectrum. You might need everything that this helmet has and then like a lot more to throw on top of it. You might need a visor, you might need, you know, some sort of respirator system, or there's a lot of things that you can put on a helmet, a lot of different setups for helmets, and it's all mission dependent. Make sure that whatever you get, it has a purpose, and think long and hard about the decision you make, especially just like getting your helmet and stuff. Like, you know, this helmet comes in a high cut model. Like, are you willing to sacrifice that extra, you know, ballistic protection on the sides? If so, then I guess go for it. But if you're not, then, you know, you might want to get a standard cut instead and like get a communication system that goes inside the helmet as opposed to on the outside like this. Or you may need slightly different ballistic capabilities than this helmet offers. Like, you may not even need ballistic capabilities at all, in which case you can always get a bump helmet. Or you can go the other way about it. It's just like, oh, well, you need like the 3A ballistic capabilities, and then also you need, you know, fragmentation protection, which, you know, Chase Tactical does offer certain helmets with that additional protection on it that you may need that this won't exactly cover. You know, all important things you need to think of. And there's just so much that I can go into that I have not mentioned here. We're talking like, you know, IR lights, battery packs, counterweights, like maybe even a GoPro for your NVG mount, you know, drop-in visors. And the list just keeps going on and on. But for now, let's just keep things simple. Links to everything will be in the description down below, alongside backup links in case one source is sold out, because I really hate whenever I click on other people's YouTube videos and it just I look at something they have Then I go to their Amazon page and then I try and buy it. They're sold out. So I try my best to, like, if I can find an alternative source for something, to give you a second link, so you have that sort of an option. It's also kind of why I went into a whole segment about how you can make sort of your own build with the helmet, because this in itself is a popular helmet, it's a steal for the price, and it may be sold out. So give you a little bit of tools to kind of improvise, just a little bit. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all next time. The American Aristocrat, out.